welcome to the video. So I wanted to show off the sketchbook. So here's a little sketchbook tour thing. Okay. Just gonna be a bunch of gestures basically, but I figured I'd still share because why the heck not? So here we go. We got this lady, got this unfinished person twerking or dancing, whatever. This was me trying to just mess around with hair because I've seen a bunch of people do that where it's just a bunch of the lines and then there's like a little break and then more lines. I kind of like that at times, so I wanted to try that out. Still haven't really done it too much, but I you know, it's a little work in progress, a little practice. Here's some more. This is usually how I do a lot of the shading, just a lot of those lines like that diagonally. Yeah, here we go. And then it's just me writing. You just see like little notes. I have no idea what that is. I think that's a TV show. But here we go. This is me messing around with, as you can see, red pencil, and then regular pencil, aka mechanical pencil. Oh, there's that hair again. And then this is me kind of like, well, do I like it better like that, or prefer whenever I usually just have a nice shade? So it's like, what do I want to do? I don't know. But yeah, this is just mostly just all my notes. Again, these are notes. Shading, should I shade like that, or should I just have a nice soft smooth kind of thing? It's like, what do I do? What do I want? I don't know. And then there we go. It's like, might as well see how that looks in action. So there we go. Got that one. Nothing there. But I do like how this came out. I did those little wrinkles right there. Kind of neat, kind of neat. Then I went back to the normal thing. Back to that for the hair. I know people do this all over the body, but I haven't really tried that just yet. Because I'm not sure, like, what angles I would want it to be, you know? So, really, this is just me exploring everything. Writing down, people asking me who I look up to in my drawings. I'm like, ooh, who do I look at to get inspiration? More notes, make those hips a little more exaggerated. There we go. More models. Basically, this is all it is. Just a whole bunch of models and notes. But, you know, let's just share it. Why not? Why the heck not? Got pyramid head. Very fun. And I think I'll do this for all the other sketchbooks, because I have a whole bunch. I probably got like, I don't know, 30 or 40 sketchbooks, and they're all basically filled up. I probably only have like 2 or 3 that are not complete. Well, no, I take that back. I think it's about like 5 that I have incomplete. But for those ones I'm trying to follow like specific artists. So one sketchbook will be filled with only studies of one artist. It's only studies of a different artist for the other one, you know? So it's like, I don't know if I'll share those ones just yet. Maybe I can, maybe I will, I don't know. But I'll probably share them once I'm all done. But yeah. And it's like, I have all these, so I might as well share them, you know? Here's the Batman, if you want to rotate that. I would rotate it, but then, well, why not? Why not just rotate it now? Yeah, let's do that. Here we go, we got Mr. Batman. Yeah, most of these are not from my mind. They're just me looking at references and doodling them. Sometimes a couple are. I think this one was from my head. But yeah. A lot of the times I just look at reference, so I'm like, let's try to exaggerate that here and there. So that's one thing I've been doing. Like, let's say the actual photo is of this guy standing like that. What I'll do is I'll try to bend his knees a bit and then have him looking a little bit more like that. You know, exaggerate a bit. Although, like I said, I'm still practicing, so that's a work in progress. It's fun. Here's Hinata from Naruto. She's very thick, as you can see. Got these people dancing. Well, that's a dance and a dance. That one looks like this guy's about to kick. You know, a little torso practices. But yeah. This thing's, we're not even like halfway through. This thing has a bunch of pages. So that's what I really love about this brand in particular. Only problem is, they do not sell this anymore. Like, they still sell this with the same kind of paper quality, which is nice. I like it. It's very smooth. But they don't have them with this amount of pages anymore. What is this one? 200 pages? The ones I see at the store are now only 100 pages. And I'm like, no, I really enjoyed this, because obviously 200 pages is a lot, but the 100 pages that they have now, I think, is the same price as this one. So I was like, what? Now I'd have to pay, basically like paying double for the same, for less. And I was like, ah, shoot. Yeah, because I think this thing, how much was it whenever I got it? I don't remember. I think it was only like 10 bucks or something. But yeah, muscle studies. I've been doing these a ton. Need to get back into them, because I was really figuring them out and learning the muscles, and it was actually finally coming to me a lot easier. But it's been a while since I've done them, so I need to get back into that. Usually a lot of times I do this kind of thing, you know, where you're just using cylinders and squares, just shapes like that. But I need to get more into the whole anatomy. That way I can remember things a bit better. You know, I mean, you don't need to know that if you're drawing. And there's plenty of amazing artists that don't know all the anatomy. But I would like to do better so I can get, you know, obviously better at shadows and lighting and everything. The whole rendering, you know. I want my pictures to look nice. Here we go, little notes on like folds of fat. So someone's kind of going like this with their body. So we got those little curves, you know. So that'd be along their waistline. And then, you know, just trying to figure out how things look. Got my little avatar guy, my little VTuber type dude. Again, little notes. It's like, where does this muscle go? Where does that go? I don't know if that's a correct name for that muscle, but whatever. And here we go. Here's like another note. For guys, it's like an upside down triangle because they got that big old torso frame. And then for girls, they're like a normal triangle because they got the wide hips. So, little note there if you want. You know, more mottos, a little bit more here and there. But yeah, pretty much all these I got off Pinterest. Here's someone wearing a pepperoni pizza. Forget what that was. And then here we go. Here were my notes. I didn't write down the names. I guess maybe if you write down the names, that'd also be helpful. I was just putting like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like 1 is this. So if it goes back to here, it'd be 1 right there, 1 right there. You know, I'm trying to, I don't know. I'm looking at these. These don't always look 100%. But, you know, like I said, it's a learning process. So, again, these are just copying other artists or Pinterest. And then other times I've been looking up 3D models. I go on like Sketchfab and I'll find a 3D model of the skeleton muscles and everything. I just rotate that. I'm really just trying to learn my best on what I can. So, it's been fun. It's been quite an adventure, I will say that. There we got bikini gal, we got anime gals. I think these were statues. Statues, little figurines are really good to use too. Like, if you got an anime figure, just draw that out. You know, let's say here's your figure and the person's just standing there. Just do your simple little thing and then try to imagine how the anatomy would be realistically, and then just really give it all that detail and everything, and try to see inside if it was real. That's been helpful too. I do that. I've only got a couple anime figures myself, but it was really helpful when I did that, because you physically got the thing. You can rotate it all around. Again, you're still using your imagination, but that's what's good, because you gotta use your imagination to see inside the picture, which is the same thing for all of these. You know, I gotta use my imagination to make this look 2D into more 3D. So kind of like that, you know, instead of just making a box, I would go like that, make a circles, and now they're got that 3D form. So that is just like a skill that overarches into everything else, you know. I don't know if that's coming out clear, but whatever. You know, I forget one cosplay manga. I forget what it's called. I think her name's Marin, but I forget what it's called. Oh, My Dress Up Darling. That's what it was. Saw some figurine of that. There's just some model added horns. Yeah. Here we go. Going about that hair some more. Person posing. I really should have done that. And that looks like she's kind of leaning on something. There we go. Although, kind of looking at that angle. Yeah, whatever. There you go. And I do like, I've been seeing this too. I've been trying to do this more. Is have the outlines a bit thicker. That way it just kind of draws your eye a little bit more. Exactly like this. You know, thick outlines, and then just have the inner lines thinner. That way you can still have that detail, but it doesn't draw from the eye too much. And it's like, bam, I got that nice silhouette from that thick lineness, but I can still have those subtle details with that. And then you can have like some darker lines here and there. Just a little dark right there, a little dark right there, a little bit right there. So it's like you have little dark tones here and there. That way, you know, it makes your eye look through everything and you got a nice flow. But if you have it everywhere, those dark lines, it'll be too much. You just gotta have like a little variation. That's one thing I found out. Same thing with color too. Let's say everything is red in your picture, and then you have one little dot of white, your eye goes right to that white spot. But if you have white everywhere, then it's just like polka dots, and your eyes have nowhere to focus. So sometimes less is more. Don't have it everywhere. Just little things here and there to make your image pop out. You know, I think these were models. I don't think they were toys. Yeah, a lot of these, I don't think any of these were on YouTube whenever I was drawing them. I think it was mainly on the TikTok one, because I used that one for quite a while. I was using that for like a couple months straight. But you know, I'm trying to get back into YouTube, and as well as TikTok. I haven't been on there in a little while. I mean, I was on there for a while, left, had stuff happen, but cat. But you know, I'm trying to have my things going everywhere. This is like a potential pose. It's kind of like Emma Frost stepping on you. Forget, we were all joking and whatnot. Here's the guy getting stepped on. He's like, oh. I don't know what that was about. But I don't know. I think I actually do want to draw this one. I'm not sure. Might have to get a 3D model so I can pose this, so I can get a better feeling for what it might look like. Here we go. We got Hermione with her cat right here. And then we got Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. We got Shaggy looking like he's from Gravity Falls or something. Got these models with all the nice shading. One thing is, I gotta do faces more. I want to do more pretty faces. I gotta do more. I want to do like some cutesy things here and there, not all the time. Maybe more spicy faces, more pretty. I don't know, but I gotta do more of them because it's like I know how to do the eyes. It's like for cutesy eyes, they're bigger and more open, kind of like that, and then more spicy eyes, the more closed. You know, mysterious like. So, like I know how to do them. It's just I don't know. I gotta put more practice into it. You know. No animal. More of these. A little bit more of that. I'm sure you've noticed that a lot. People keep asking me, who do I look at? So I was like, oh, I do that. I look at them. You got this person dancing, and the guy's cheering. He's like, yeah, very nice dance, very nice. Okay, well, something happened with the audio, kind of cut out, maybe, or the camera did. I don't know which one. So I had to stop both and restart them. So here we go. Got these, add a little bit of color. These people. Somebody lying down lazily, like, ugh. A little bit of notes for the hands. Seeing how the hands go like, got these little, this curvature always happens, so got a little bit of that action going on there. You know, beach model character. We got this little devil lady with the horns. Somebody with a nice blanket, very fancy. Some gal playing the games, you know, from a gamer gal. And we got Lord Voldemort, if he was a furry or something. So here we go. He's got his ears, he's got some paws, a tail, and here's his little rat man. I forget what that was about. Here we go. Got some other picture. Got this one. I actually liked how this one came out. I thought it was very nice, very nice. Like that one too. That one was nice, very nice. I'm trying to do more of this with the hair at times. Ooh. So what I mean is it'll go like this, and then it kind of curves in on itself. So let's see. Kinda like that. See, it's like we got the inside part right here, and it curves in, and then you see the outside. So I've been thinking about them like that, kind of like as if they're chips, you know. You want to pretend kind of like this, you know, and then you curve it like that, basically that. So I've been seeing people draw their hair like that, so it's like, oh, I want to try that out. So I've been messing with that. Anime Velma, more models, more posing, more curvature. So this one is going to be Naruto and Hinata. Probably draw them in modern day kind of clothes. So that's Naruto. There's Hinata. They're holding hands. Here's like a little bit of butt reference. I was like, because I'm learning all the muscles. So it's like, how does it work? So there's the muscles in the butt. Pew, there's the bone. I was just trying to figure it out. I actually like how this one came out. That was a nice one. I do enjoy that one. Somebody asked me to draw I forget what they're called. Oh, Hydra Bark. Like animals from a game or Dungeons and Dragons. I don't remember. Here we go. Another elf gal. I like making my characters into elves. Elves are cool. Elves are cool. And like I think I said this earlier, I'm trying to make things not look like the reference 100%. That was one of my big problems. I'd always make it look 100% like it. And I was just like, man, I'm just copying this one for one. So what I started doing is I'd add little ears, and then maybe I'll change up the clothing so they're more fantasy-like. But I'm trying to, like I said, exaggerate some of the poses here and there more. I don't know if I did it in any of these too much, but I am trying to do that more often. And even when I do try, sometimes I forget. So it's like, I'll try it. Sometimes I forget, but it's like, yeah, whatever. You know, art is all about the fun. So it's like, just try it and see what you can get. I got another Hinata picture. Or maybe it could be Ada Wong. Oh no, that's Ada. That's Hinata. That's definitely gotta be Ada. I don't know what that is. Maybe that could be Cortana or something. Or maybe that could be Cortana. Who knows? Oh, here we go. Frame change. Okay. And then for some reason I forget why I did it, but like half of my thing is this way, and then once I got here it flips. I don't remember why, but you know, that's how it is, so figure it out. Just had to switch it. So there we go. Got some legs. Oh, but yeah, same thing again and again. Trying to, you know, I was like, should I have it more thin, kind of regular, or more thick, you know? Writing down these notes for myself. Got my characters, the horn people. And these were most definitely the models off Pinterest. Kind of like seeing how things should overlap there. It's like, should I have the curve coming this way, or should it be this way? So I had to look at my own arm and whatnot, you know, just mess around. This was one of the shadings I copied. I like doing from looking at Reek's work. But I noticed this he does a lot, so I started doing, and I actually like it a lot. He's using like a makeup sponge. So, I mean, I don't know if he uses a makeup sponge. I think he uses his hands a lot. But I like using this. It's nicer for me, at least. But I'll just smudge it all nice up in there, and then I'll have some of those lines for darker areas. Have that for the core area, that little, I think it's called the Terminator. I forget what it is. It's like either called the core or the Terminator. Well, that's like supposed to be the, you know, where the shadow kind of starts. There we go. Some more hand notes. A little bit, trying to do some of the muscle here and there. Man, I know I should just do like a video on how. So I should do videos on the anatomy more of what I know. Because one, that would help me remember it, you know. And then part two, whenever I was doing these, I'd have people asking, like, hey, what is this? Why is that there? What is this? So it's like I had enough people asking me about some of the anatomy that I knew. Even though it wasn't a whole lot, I noticed it was getting people interested. So it's like I should probably share that knowledge, that info that I found out. There you go. We got Herbie from Herbie Fully Loaded. And then Lindsay Lohan's character, I guess. Just like passed out on the car or something. You know, we got some guy on one of those jet ski things. You know, someone washing the car. Wax on, wax off. More notes. And this was Ari. Saw a 3D model or picture of Ari. Or maybe it was a model. But I was like, I'm trying to do more stuff like this, where whenever I see the image, I try to visualize in my mind what it could look like if I rotate it. I think I did the same for that. Doesn't always work out, but it is a nice exercise. And here we go. Got a cowboy hat. Trying to put that into like perspective boxes and whatnot. And yeah, this was the Sailor Moon too. I was doing it with this. So one side, another side, another side, another side, but all the same thing. Like this is slightly above, and then this is more directly, you know, eye value with her. These models is a little bit of a shading practice. So it's like, what if I just have light and then this nice gradient kind of shade. Or if I have that same thing, but I add a line right there. Okay, got that little darkened spot. And then what if I have that same line, but it's more like that, like, you know, a nice smooth kind of thing, you know, just thicken that line out basically. So I was like, and then, you know, I do this to kind of see how it would work for those. Got this made character, some eyeball practices. This actually helped out a lot doing this. So I need to do more. I need to do more studies. Cause I do a lot of these things. So just, you know, chill out. Other times I'm doing them like if somebody wants me to draw something. But it's like I need to like push the envelope at times, you know. It's like I still love drawing all this, so I do it all the time. I'm gonna go pirate elf, pirate lady. There's somebody else's picture, you know, studied off of it. One of those little, yeah, studies and whatnot. I guess I found a couple cosplayers, wrote them down so I could look them up later. Let's see. These are games and animes, things for me to look up. Got this picture. This one was from my mind, so I kind of like this one. It's kind of him like going, ah! See his arms right there. Ah! Darn you! Something like that. There we go. Get some more people. It's just a lot of this. But I noticed whenever I was doing this a lot, it really helped up my speed. That repetition. Sometimes it got a little, you know, like you do the same pose over and over, and you kind of like, oh, I think I kind of got this. And other times I didn't. So, just had to keep practicing. I finally figured out more and more. This is like the triangle, the butt thing. I was like, do I have a good grasp on it? Yeah, I'll try it again. You know, more models, more poses. Trying to explain to people how drawing simple shapes can go into the full anatomy. Because some people weren't really sure. They would just see me drawing the boxes. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. And then I had to draw the anatomy on top of it. So, just little examples for people here and there. And again, like I said, I had so many people asking about that kind of stuff that I might actually just make like This is what I gotta do. We got a little Christmas themed person. I'll have to do that. That's a nice one. I like that. I like how this one came out. And these are just all my little notes. Well, I mean, all these are notes. Okay, well, something happened with the recorder again. I don't know what happened, but the sound kind of messed up. So for the rest, it's just gonna be like me pointing and whatnot. I don't think I'll explain anything else. So here you go. Enjoy the rest of it, and take care. Thanks for watching this. And this must be a long video. I have no idea how long it'll be, but thanks for checking it out. Bye bye. And like I said, I'll show off more of the sketchbooks and everything. So take care, everyone. Bye bye.